Bundesliga club FC Cologne have intensified their pursuit of Tottenham Hotspur starlet Mikey Moore by submitting an official loan offer for the highly rated winger. Tottenham Hotspur are lining up one of the marquee deals of the summer transfer window, with Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen emerging as the club's top attacking target. And Fabrizio Romano has dismissed suggestions that Liverpool are willing to sell Cody Gakpo, insisting the Reds remain very happy with the Dutch international despite recent speculation over his future. But there is a deal to be done if the price is right. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. And one final request, if you do get a spare minute, please do nominate and vote for us at the 2026 Football Content Awards. All of your details are below. Your support, as always, is really appreciated. Okay, let's get into it. Bundesliga side FC Cologne have stepped up their pursuit of Tottenham Hotspur youngster Mikey Moore after submitting an official loan bid for the highly rated winger, and that's according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. The German club are now believed to be leading the race for the 18-year-old, with negotiations between the two clubs at an advanced stage and an agreement potentially just days away. Romano reports that Cologne have formally approached Spurs over a season-long loan deal, with Moore himself understood to be open to the move as he continues to develop with regular first-team football. While several clubs across Europe have expressed an interest in signing the England youth international this summer, the Bundesliga outfit have emerged as clear favourites to secure his services. A deal could be completed soon if talks continue to progress positively. Moore remains one of Tottenham's brightest academy prospects and has been tipped for a major future in North London. He made history when he became the youngest player ever to represent Spurs in the Premier League, making his debut at just 16 years old. Since then, the winger has continued to enhance his reputation, becoming Tottenham's youngest goalscorer in European competition after finding the net in the Europa League during the 2024-25 season. The youngster also enjoyed a productive loan spell with Rangers last season, making 33 league appearances and scoring 7 goals. His performances in Scotland earned him both the Rangers Young Player of the Year award and PFA Scotland Young Player of the Year honour, further underlining his enormous potential. With competition for places fierce in Tottenham's attacking ranks under Roberto De Zerbi, another loan move is viewed as the ideal next step in Moore's development. A season in the Bundesliga could provide the regular top-flight experience needed to accelerate his progress before returning to challenge for a first-team place at Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur are preparing one of the biggest moves of the summer transfer window after identifying Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen as their dream attacking signing. According to court offside, Roberto De Zerbi has made the prolific Nigerian his top striking target as Spurs continue their ambitious squad rebuild following an already significant spending spree. The report claims that Tottenham have already made initial contact over a deal worth between 50 million and 55 million, although Galatasaray are expected to demand closer to 65 million before agreeing to sell. Negotiations are still at an early stage, but Spurs are believed to be seriously exploring whether a compromise can be reached. Osimhen is regarded by many as one of the world's elite centre-forwards after enjoying another outstanding campaign in Turkey. The 27-year-old's combination of pace, physicality, aerial dominance and ruthless finishing has seen him repeatedly described as one of the best strikers in world football, making him an attractive option for a Tottenham side looking to add a clinical edge in front of goal. The report adds that personal terms are not expected to be a major obstacle if Tottenham can reach an agreement with Galatasaray. Osimhen is said to be open to return to one of Europe's top leagues, and the opportunity to work under Roberto De Zerbi while leading Spurs' attack is viewed as an appealing prospect. However, any move would represent another huge financial commitment from Tottenham, who have already invested heavily in strengthening De Zerbi's squad this summer. Despite that expenditure, the club remain eager to add another marquee forward before the transfer window closes, believing Osimhen could be the final piece needed to elevate Spurs into genuine contenders on multiple fronts this season. While talks are still at an exploratory stage and no agreement has yet been reached, Tottenham's interest is described as genuine, with the North London club determined to test Galatasaray's resolve in what could become one of the standout transfer sagas of the closing weeks of the window. An Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has also stated that despite reports suggesting that Liverpool are open to letting Cody Gakpo leave, he claims the Reds are very happy with the Dutchman. Moreover, they are not pushing the 27-year-old out of the club. He is still seen as an important player, but Tottenham Hotspur's interest is genuine. He continued, Tottenham had contact with the agency representing Cody Gakpo. Tottenham like the player and believe he could be the right addition for Roberto De Zerbi. Now it depends on the price. Tottenham really depend on the price because Liverpool are not pushing Gakpo out. Liverpool are very happy with Cody Gakpo. So the only way to change the story and let Gakpo go to Tottenham and open the doors, because so far Liverpool never wanted to open doors. Even during the World Cup and the whole month of July, Liverpool were insisting on keeping Cody Gakpo. The only way to open doors is if Tottenham present a really good financial proposal. In that case, if the player wants to go, could change the stance. So let's follow the Gakpo story, but Liverpool are not pushing the player out. So let me say, this is not a guaranteed deal. This is something that is being discussed, but it's not guaranteed because for Liverpool, Gakpo is still an important player. Okay, well, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, the Moore loan. Bit gutted that Mikey Moore again looks like he's going to be going out on loan, but probably a good move for such a young player. We obviously know and remember that Harry Kane had many loans before he finally broke into that Tottenham first team and became the star that he is, and could Moore go the same way? It's possible. I know we all want to see these players playing for Tottenham, but these loans do really help young players to just advance their careers and experience. And Moore looks like he's bulked up a bit since we last saw him as well. Hasn't had an outstanding pre-season, but it's certainly not been terrible. Difficult to tell obviously over 2 or 3 games, but Roberto De Zerbi would have seen him in training as well, and he will know what's best for him. And the loan would indicate that Spurs still maintain huge interest in the player and they're not looking to sell him. Would be gutted if we actually sold Mikey Moore, but it doesn't look to be the case. Looks like a loan, and a loan to a league that is obviously similar, as we know, to the Premier League. A lot of players go there to gain that bit of experience, not obviously of the high quality of the Premier League, you would say, but and obviously Cologne not one of the top teams. But I think this loan would be pretty good for Mikey Moore. Again, gutted that you're not going to see him week in week out sitting on the Spurs bench and challenging for a first team place. And could, some have said, including me, could Moore have been the answer to our left wing problems? But has it come a year or two too early for him? I don't know. But if he's good enough, he will get back in. They'll keep a close eye on him, and hopefully he'll have a really good season in Germany. The Osimhen chase and the Osimhen links, this one does really excite me, I have to say. Victor Osimhen kept tabs on his career and his goal scoring ability, and as the article said, his goals, his strength, his heading ability, his pace, his power. I think Osimhen would be one of my number 9s, to be honest with you. Kane would obviously be my first choice, but I can't see that happening. But Victor Osimhen, the number 9 market is very limited at the moment. It really is. When you think back in the day, in the 90s, how many good centre forwards there were out there. The way the game's changed, generally teams will only play with one up front, so there is a limited pool of players, and a lot of teams do not go for an out-and-out number 9. The Haalands of this world are few and far between, certainly at that standard. I'm not saying Osimhen is the same standard as Haaland, of course he's not, but he's probably in the next bracket down, and this would be a huge signing for Spurs. I think this player would come in and actually hit the ground running. I think he would be sensational for Tottenham and in the De Zerbi system. So if these rumours are true, I do hope Spurs progress this. And another player that has been linked, obviously, for a few weeks now and probably longer, is Cody Gakpo alongside the Osimhen deal. Now, Gakpo has obviously played as almost a false nine for Liverpool at times. Probably being bought in if we do get him for the left wing. Would you say he's an upgrade on what we've got? Possibly. Is he on par with Savinho? Some would say yes, some would say no. Is he a signing that's going to get everybody really excited? Probably not. But Cody Gakpo is a good player, and he's a proven Premier League player. And I always come back to it, even though Gakpo wouldn't be my personal choice at left wing. If Roberto De Zerbi wants the player, then you have to trust that process. As I say, Gakpo wouldn't be my first choice, but he's certainly not a bad footballer. He's certainly not a bad player coming in. We've obviously talked about the possible left wingers and who people would want. Look, it's just a shame we didn't go for Semenyo last year, but that player obviously wanted to go in. The only one place he wanted to go was Manchester City, so that was done. But, Gakpo coming in, if that is to be the case, if we can get this deal done, what does that mean for the Savinho deal? You can't imagine they're going to go for both of them, so you'd imagine it's one or the other. But would it strengthen our attack? Definitely. Would it improve our attack? Definitely. So let's just see how this one goes. But get down in the comments, let me know what are your thoughts on Cody Gakpo, and what are your thoughts on all the other stories today, the Moore loan and the Osimhen chase. Get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. That's all from me today. As always, come on you Spurs.